not many movies have been made about hail, but we've had movies made about tornadoes.
And yet, when you start looking across the landscape and you see the claims that are coming in, a majority of them are hail damage claims and losses. And that's just because hail is way more common. If you look over the last 18 months, hailstorms have caused over $60 billion in insured losses. When you start talking about hail greater than an inch, but especially 1.5 inches, and then 1.75 inches, those hailstones can do significant damage, including denting your car, impacting asphalt shingles. In some cases, you get to 2 to 2.5 inches. Now you're starting breaking glass. A lot of these insured losses that you see is hail approaching those larger sizes. Hail in a warming climate is a very challenging problem because of the scale of the peril that we're interested in. Climate change is this thing that's happening over a broad period of time and over a large area, the entire globe. And so the individual manifestation of that on a thunderstorm updraft that produces hail is much, much more challenging. But when we use what we call downscaling, which is kind of like a model telescope, we find that those thunderstorm updrafts are stronger. The hail grows larger in a future climate because of more instability. And ultimately, the hail that reaches the surface are the big stones that fall faster, and so they don't experience as much melting. Our study did look at right around 4 centimeters as kind of being that switch point where, sizes below that will generally see lower frequency and more melting, but sizes above golf ball size will really be more frequent and more prevalent in a future climate. Since about 2008, we've seen kind of this exponential growth in the amount of insured losses, specifically with hail and other types of convective storms. I think insurance companies are trying to figure out how to insure these assets that are outside of exposed to hailstorms.
I have never seen it hail so hard and much and for so long.
Hail is still one of the perils that is very, very challenging for us as scientists. I am so excited to literally announce for the first time that we are funded by the National Science Foundation to go out into the field and get close to thunderstorms and study hail. The project is called IceChip. The whole idea is this is multiple universities, government agencies, and even international collaborators that are going to be descending on the Great Plains in 2025 to put out assets, Doppler radars, all kinds of instruments that will allow us to measure hail at the surface and better relate to what we're seeing in the Doppler radars, with ultimately, at the end of the day, the goal of improving hail prediction and our understanding of the processes that do create large hail that impact societies.